want to start this video with a confession. For a long time, I kind of ignored Luminar Neo. Now, you may have heard of them. They're a software company, and I wasn't ignoring them because I thought it was bad, but because I thought it just wasn't for me. I started editing photos in Lightroom back in 2011, back when it was really basic. Just a few sliders, and over the years it's become far more powerful. And it suits my needs. Color correction of raw files and making images look like the scene that I experienced. But a lot has changed in the last few years, and my editing workflow really hasn't changed that much. I mean, sure, I might have jumped on a few trend bandwagons here or there, but for the most part, my editing has stayed fairly consistent, true to life. Nothing wrong with that. I learned new tools as they were released and feel like I have a pretty good understanding that allows me to get the good results that I am going for. With that said, I do feel like my edits were starting to look sort of generic, which is good because I want the emphasis to be on the image, not on the edit. But now I realize I was missing something. Initially, I assumed that Luminar Neo was mostly about dramatic sky edits, sky replacements, and kind of over-the-top effects, stuff that doesn't really fit with how I like my photos to feel, and that assumption turned out to be completely wrong. This video is sponsored by Luminar Neo, and I want to thank them for being persistent and opening my eyes to the tools available to me. They actually reached out to ask me a few times in the past, and I politely declined, but because I didn't think it fit my workflow. Lightroom does everything I need, right? But this time I agreed to a quick demo with someone from their team, and within a few minutes I realized, oh, I've been missing some really powerful tools. There's some genuinely innovative stuff here, not just flashy AI, but tools that actually help you get closer to what it felt like when you took the photo. If you're more of a learn by doing type of person, just click the link down below and you can use the code BURGREEN to save 10% when you're inevitably impressed by what the capabilities of this software can do and you want to buy a copy. I feel like everything is AI powered now. It's getting a little bit tiresome. Things like AI water bottles, AI trash cans, toasters. Luminar Neo is not one of those things. Lightroom has added more AI tools over the years. You've got sky detection, AI erase, and that's great. But Luminar Neo takes things much further. It's not a replace Lightroom type of thing, but more of a do things Lightroom simply can't do. It's more innovative and powerful. So instead of reviewing everything, I want to show you the tools that actually stood out to me as interesting, useful, and innovative. I don't claim to be an expert in this software. I'm just getting started actually. So don't yell at me in the comments if I make a mistake, but I would love to hear if you have a favorite feature or something cool you've been able to do. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to learn about that. I'm learning this tool, and so far I'm pretty excited about it. Also, before I get to the features, I want to mention that it is an ecosystem. When you purchase the software, you'll get a mobile app and the desktop version, so you can move seamlessly between those two. All right, enhanced AI. This was the first tool that jumped out at me when I logged in and downloaded the software and got started, partly because it's the first thing that you see when you open the editor, but it's also great for people who don't want to learn a bunch of other tools. Now, in our photography business, I do all the photo editing, but occasionally I'm busy out on a shoot, whatever it is. Brenda needs a photo edited for a blog post. Enhance AI is a great one-tool slider for a quick and dirty edit that makes your image better. I'd say it gets the job done about 80%, which sometimes is good enough. It intelligently boosts contrast, saturation, detail with minimal effort. And if you enjoy editing, you'll want to go a lot deeper than this, but I appreciate that it's there. I'll be pointing Brenda to this tool in the future when I'm out of the office. What I also didn't realize is that Luminar Neo has tools tailored to different types of photos: landscapes, portraits, environmental portraits. So instead of a one-size-fits-all adjustment, the software understands what you're editing, and then it changes how the tools behave based on the images that you're trying to improve. So I should probably say this clearly. I'm a pretty simple editor. That's kind of my philosophy. I'm not trying to create something that wasn't there. I want my photos to look like what I actually experienced, because that's what keeps the photography magic alive for me. I love heading out, not knowing exactly what I'll find, and then trying to honor that moment in the edit. Will the sky glow orange at sunset? Will I see a rainbow? It's these type of questions that keep me coming back. When I just add a rainbow with sky replacement, that sort of kills the thrill for me. But maybe that's not you. If you're into it, you can create some wild images. And maybe you want to create a photo with the northern lights over your house in Texas. I don't know. I mean, the northern lights have been getting pretty low in North America, but not quite that low. But with Luminar Neo, you know, sky's the limit. But there are genuinely things that impress me because they enhance what's already there. So sun rays. If the sun was already in the frame, this just adds a little bit more punch without feeling fake. I got some sun rays in some drone images and they really just kind of enhance that when you bump that up in Luminar Neo. Another tool I tried was Atmosphere. Now this was perfect for the sea mist. It didn't invent fog, it just kind of enhanced what was already there. It's not like I just took a scene that was flat and boring and added fog to make it mysterious, but there was already so much sea spray coming off the ocean that I wanted to capture what it felt like to be there, and adding a little bit of this effect made it feel like I experienced it. Because sometimes things just don't translate well in photos, and when you get it on the camera, it doesn't look like what it felt like. So that's where a powerful editing tool can come in. The next one is Water Enhancer. This one surprised me. It made the ocean feel more like what I experienced when I was there. More depth, more color, more saturation. Just really improved the look and feel with a really simple edit. A couple other tools are Relight and Depth tools. Now these help separate the foreground and background in a really natural way. This really got me thinking about going back and editing some of my older images in new ways. Like, how could I enhance them to feel fresh and a little bit more crisp in the way that I like to edit. There's also a lot of tools for portrait photographers, so you can create more bokeh, you can enhance face and skin. I found these tools to be really powerful and they're really simple to apply, whereas in Lightroom it takes time, maybe it's just my computer being slow, but getting that tool to select the face, apply, you know, skin softening, and then copying those to other edits, it's not very efficient, and I felt that Luminar Neo was much more easy to use and efficient at doing those edits. And for anyone that's come from the days of manually brushing each image, these tools are awesome for portrait photographers. Tools that aren't for me, but maybe some of you might be interested in, because I think they're widely accepted by others, but they're just not for me. I know a lot of people love them. Mystical and Glow. They're kind of like a mist filter, but it's digital, so you don't make all your photos irreversibly mist filtered. Both of these tools I know a lot of people really like. Also Film Grain. It's kind of awesome for when you want to go with a little bit of a hipster vibe and you don't actually have a film camera. You can make digital look almost identical to what you would see in, say, a Portra 400 or some of those popular film stocks. I also noticed there was a blur tool, which is a really simple tool that applies a Gaussian blur to your image, which I think is great for graphic design and allowing you a little more freedom if you want to overlay things on top of your images. The real secret sauce, I think, of Luminar Neo is the AI masking. One of the biggest takeaways for me was how good the AI masking is. Within each tool, you can tell it only affect the water, only affect the foliage or the mountains. It's surprisingly accurate, and this is really where it starts to feel powerful, because you're not just slapping an effect on everything. The AI scans and identifies objects in your image so that you can strategically apply those edits. Lightroom's sky selection is great, but having a tool that automatically understands what it's looking at and applies edits to specific regions of your photo, really helpful. All right, so tools aside, let's have a workflow reality check. This is not a Lightroom replacement for me. Lightroom is still the home base or center of my workflow. It's the data asset manager for more than 300,000 images. It's where I organize, it's where I cull, it's where I do keywords, I have collections. But Luminar Neo fits in because it allows me to do things that just aren't possible or very efficient in Lightroom. Now, if you don't manage a massive catalog, Neo can absolutely stand on its own as an editor. It has a lot of the same tools and controls you might find in Lightroom, but the advantage is you get access to all those more powerful tools as well. So if that's you, it might be a good fit. Now, how I actually use it is through the plugin workflow. My workflow is pretty simple. I'll do a basic edit in Lightroom, right click, edit in Luminar Neo. I usually choose a TIFF file, which preserves the original raw file in Lightroom and then moves on to a TIFF edit. And when I'm done in Luminar Neo, the TIFF comes back into Lightroom right next to the original. It feels very similar to how I used to edit in Photoshop. You'd step out, do something specialized, maybe cloning, and then you'd come back and have that file saved. That way you're preserving your original files. You can step out, do some really cool stuff, and take those edits back into Lightroom to stay organized. If you're not a Lightroom user, Luminar Neo does have some organizational tools that seem helpful. They have the mobile app, which transitions seamlessly to their desktop version. I much prefer to use a laptop, but it's cool to have that feature when you're on the road and you want to quickly share an image that you've transferred from your camera via Wi-Fi to your phone. So, final thoughts. I honestly didn't think I needed Luminar Neo, but after actually taking the time to learn it, I can say this. It's not replacing Lightroom, it's unlocking some creative tools that allow you to get an edit that is new and wouldn't really have been possible before without a lot of effort or Photoshop. It helps your photos feel closer to the experience that you have when you're out taking them because those edits really come to life. If you're curious, I'd recommend go down to the description, download the trial, and see what you make of it. If you decide to purchase the software, use code BURGERING to get 10% off with the link in the description. And as a side note, Luminar Neo is actually quite affordable. They run some incredible sales and it actually provides a lot of value for what you get. That's my opinion, but I think you should go check it out. If you have any questions about specific tools or want me to test anything deeper, leave a comment down below. And next up, I recommend you go check out this video. I will see you over there.